All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Tellor Dev Call, January 16th. So, yeah, let's just get started. Um, First off, did Tim and Brenda, did you guys have a chance to go over um, the layer article, the white paper?
Haven't gone over the latest changes now.
Okay.
I'll be
Yeah.
today. We'll give
Give
you
me
the
a thumbs up and then I'll release it to the community. For those of
Okay.
you in the community listening, it's there will be no change unless you're very, very deep in the spec. We're just changing some minor things around as we start coding it up, and yeah, so just changing a couple pieces. Anyway, um, and then I saw Tim. We can go over. There's like a using teller pull request from a while back. Don't know if you want to go clean those up. Um, there's like a one bump one and then another old one on just changing some words around best practices. So
Okay.
if
We'll
you can
check
let me
that
know,
out.
that'd be cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and then cool. We'll just kind of move on. Uh, Spuddy, how's things going?
Things are great. At the end of last week, I organized and wove a new intricate web of DVMs that hopefully could never go down. Um, yeah.
Cool.
This week, I'll be doing, I don't know yet.
Did that Filecoin guy ever respond, or is he still? I think he's done responding, right?
he
Um,
made an issue.
oh, cool.
Yeah, he made an issue. I think it's a data specs issue.
Yeah. So if we can start pushing it, I'm guessing he's going to use whatever their test net is. We have some.
Calibration.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So we have a user in the Discord. He's looking to use. I don't know what he's using it for. Basically, I think he's going to run the API, and then you push like a link to it, and it's going to show you the contents that are stored on IPFS, and push it into a smart contract. I think it's still working with him as far as what that actually is going to be used for, but cool idea. Yeah, definitely a non-price feed, so love it. Um,
All right, I'll start thinking about that.
and then the Arbitrum test on the ETHUSD and BTCUSD is supposed to happen sometime this week. I will let you know. Obviously, it did not happen on Friday, but I'll let you know if we see that one kicking off.
Cool.
So, cool. Dan?
Something's going on with how some of the defenders are decoding the ETH USD prices. All the DVMs are fine. It's just the submit value monitor. So I'm gonna figure out what's going on there. And then other than that, chipping away at the simulations.
Nice. Cool. Tim?
Yeah, so I got on the bridge on the layer side, I've got the Ethereum addresses seemingly stable, converting from Cosmos to Ethereum addresses. So now, we got a tip that we might want to use the vote extension for saving signatures. So I was researching how that works. It looks like we might have to update to the new version of Cosmos SDK to have that support for that. So, yeah, I'm trying to determine if this makes sense. Do we want to move in that direction? Might want to talk to you, Akram, about that.
Well, I'm
In
trying to figure out how
addition-
would we do it otherwise, would be the
Yeah.
question. How would we store the votes on chain or the ETH signatures on chain if we don't
Right.
use vote extensions? I mean, you could like require everybody to do a transaction in the next block and then you just delay it further.
Yeah.
Which isn't ideal. So anyway, look into it. We can talk to
Yeah.
Fox as well.
And then also, I was hoping I could learn a little bit more about whether we've made that the validator set changes only occur, you know, in those certain intervals. We talked about doing that.
Yep.
Because that implementation might inform how I then do the bridge validator set changes. So yeah, I guess do we have that implemented at this point? Okay. Okay, then I guess I can just do the bridge validator set my own way. Okay. So anyways, I'm in the process of trying to add in validators signing off on these Ethereum addresses now that we have the Ethereum addresses. Yeah.
Cool. Right, Akram.
Still working on trying to serve up the API. Got the prices showing and everything, but for some reason I don't know if it's lacking my Go knowledge or it's just I don't know. I'm just beating my head over the wall. Hopefully I can figure it out by the end of the day. If not, probably gonna do a SOS.
All right, yeah. Well, don't waste too much time on it. Let us look
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, well, I already have.
No, I mean sometimes an extra set of eyes can help.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Um,
I
I'll let you
mean,
know by 1 o'clock, hopefully.
okay. Well, you're trying to use the do IDX method, right?
Yeah, I got everything. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I obviously have to filter, take out some stuff that we're not using. And it's a very intense code. There's a lot of code. So
Okay.
you see how things are moving, like what method is calling what method, but then it's not showing up. So I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yes. Cool. All right, Ryan.
Yes, going over graph documentation so that the knowledge sharing is tip top. Mike and I are later today going on a call to go over setting up a hosted subgraph, and then also working on the block explorer, trying to get transactions to pop up.
Cool. Mike, anything?
Yeah, quick announcement. Tim and I are going to be doing an AMA on Twitter tomorrow at 4 Eastern with Validatrium to talk about Tellor. So I will tweet out a link to that momentarily. So please join.
Cool. Brenda, anything?
don't need anything. See
Cool.
you guys.
Yeah, and then I also wrote an article last week, so social action options. So super cool. If anyone's listening and hasn't read it, it's a good one. Ryan, any questions today?
Yeah, we had a couple good ones from Crossy regarding he had a question about mirroring. He wasn't really sure it was. In the tech doc, we say the second block is the reporting of shielded values, just a hash of assigned value. This is to prevent mirroring. So his first question is what exactly do we mean by mirroring?
Yeah, a mirroring attack in kind of an Oracle context is, let's say we all have to report what the value of ETH US dollars are. I'll put my ETH US dollar price on, and rather than checking, everybody else would just look at mine and say, we trust Nick, and they would also they would just copy my value and put it. And the reason that that's a problem is because now nobody else is checking what the actual value is. They're all just copying me. So you don't want to do this. You want to basically put like a shielded value in or a private value. For me, everybody has to put their own private value, and then you reveal it so nobody can copy each other. Makes sure that everybody has to go check on that.
The API.
Yeah.
And then he also asked, what happens if there are no tips on the first block?
So this is, I think, where we got into the cycle list, and we had a conversation with him there. Basically, if there's no tips, the next block, we just have a list that we cycle through. So it'll be like ETH USD, BTC USD. These will be very, very well-supported query IDs. So you can just think, the ones that almost every single validator is going to support. We'll just pick the next one on the list, and that's going to be controlled by governance. And that way it just sort of keeps alive, because what you don't want to happen is this happened in previous versions of Tellor, where there's some time-based rewards for reporting, but nobody's reporting because there's no tips, because the software, you were only allowed to report if there was a tip. So what happened is people would actually be tipping even though they didn't need the value. So it was like this extra transaction that had to be run. So we're just going to get rid of that and just cycle through the list. You don't have to do some fake tip. Just to keep the system going. So anything else?
I'm not sure if you just went over that, but would the team be voting on the query ID list in governance?
It won't be the team. It'll be kind of the governance of the Cosmos chain. So kind of like team, token holders, validators, all get a say in how we upgrade that and what it is.
Cool.
Cool.
That's
All
it.
right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Until next week.